There's always a nice, tranquil, calm feeling about the farm after it's rained. Everybody seems happy. Bruno's found the big puddle to drink out of. The rat pack, well, I'm trying to find a rabbit or something. Something to dig up out of the ground, tails all wagging. See bees tail going 100 mile an hour, he's smelling something. Probably been a rabbit through there this morning. I shot a rabbit in the corner of the pond this morning for tucker, and it's cleared all the ducks. They know what boom boom means. They've heard the noise before and seen their mates fall. So the pond now is clear. There's nothing on it. Anyway, top of the morning here on this winter's day here in Tasman, top of the South Island of New Zealand. Hope you guys are keeping well. Today on the farm, it's jobs, lots of jobs to catch up, because the last 3 days I've been away fishing and hunting and doing boys boot camp, all with the young fellas. Get in, B, get in, Pace, get in, Bigsy. What are we doing today? We're tearing my bedroom to bits, the walls out. I've got my mate Adrian, or Arb as his nickname really is. We never really call him Adrian, he's been Arb since we're at school. He's been a mate that long too. And he's a very, very good builder, and currently he's making my home livable since I've now bought the old farmhouse. Actually, you could say I inherited the old farmhouse because it pretty much had zero value when I bought the land here. It came with it, and we're trying to get it to a livable state so I can actually start living in it, because I haven't been living in it for a long time now. It just deteriorated so much over the last couple of years with rats and leaks and just basic timber rotting and holes through everything. The kitchen's not usable. My bedroom's certainly not comfortable anymore, and it's really hard to get asleep in there, so I haven't been in there for quite a few months now. Looking forward to the day when I can start living in the home. I love staying down at the houseboat and occasionally on a mate's couch, but it's going to be really nice to be back there, and the dogs are buggered off while I'm talking to you. See what happens? They onto me, they know I'm talking. Where have you been, eh? And they're like, time to chase a rabbit. What have you been doing, Pace, eh? And where's your mate B? Get him, B. Here comes Bigsy. Where's B? B, come. Here, B. Here, B. He's gone for miles. Bloody good pig dog. B's going hunting on tomorrow night. He's going for a hunt. He's going to go. I'm going to lead him to one of my mates. Someone who I trust. B, come. Can't get into any more troubling jails around here, that's for sure. You can hear Adrian swinging the hammer already. We'll go and see what he's doing. Where have you been, B, eh? Get in. Currently posed in here while the other dogs are running, because she's not allowed to run, are you, Pose? She's still healing up, but she's healing up very well, aren't you, mate? Oh yeah, tail's wagging. She's looking good. In your box. Good dog. A lot of nails. I'll use that later. This is a Swedish cow foot. It's a really handy wrecking bar because the foot's at 90 degrees. So you can put it into things like skirtings, straight down like that, while a lot of bars have a foot at about almost sort of, I guess it's 60 degrees. Right. Which is great for levering certain things up, but you can't quite get into there. Now here's an interesting thing. Look at the air gap through the miters of the weatherboards. Right, you can actually see all the light coming through. You can see light outside there, mate. No wonder it's cold in here. Yeah. Jeez. You could say arguably that piece of timber covered it, you know, but you can imagine when we chuck a bit of insulation in there. Mate, no wonder it's cold. You can see it right outside, mate. Yeah. No wonder she was bloody cold in here. Yeah. Yeah. We don't do miters on weatherboards anymore now because of exactly that. Movement at the end grain. There's too much movement on the end grain, so it often pulls apart and it rots from that point on. So now we box in our corners with scribers. And then usually we put a special little flashing behind it which stops any water from going between the two ends of the weatherboards, and then we put a box around it and we scribe it. Bang, it's airtight. Yeah, right. And along with insulation and foam around windows and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, that was normal back then. Yeah, look at this work that's been done previously along here, look. Yeah, that's a packer. That's just a packer. These are packers here. Yep.
been weatherboards replaced.
Oh yeah.
Here's a ring and weatherboard. These are cypress I'm picking.
Okay.
They look too yellowy to be pine, and they've got red lead primer on them, which makes me think it's a bit older.
It's a real mishmash in there, isn't it, bro?
Yeah, it's windows. Something's changed. Probably changed the window, obviously, and lifted it up with a couple of little packers.
Yeah, we'll be changing that all again, putting another window, I know.
Yeah, we will. Yep, it'll be a similar size, but we'll just jig it up so it's nice. I'll put a sister up here.
Oh yep.
So a stud beside it, nail her in and nail her into the top, so it's continuous at least.
So you call that a sister stud?
A sister, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sister joist, sister stud. Yeah, some people call it a flitch.
Yep.
Fish plate.
Okay. I call it a soldier stud.
Soldier stud, okay, yeah. Well, soldiers are sometimes I call them these small blocks that you might have between a rafter and a ceiling joist or something like that as a connecting between the two. But, I mean, in the North Island, they call what we call dwangs, they call them noggins. In Australia, they call them noggins. And then we come back here and we call them dwangs.
Right.
So I'm working overseas in Sweden and Germany and Australia, and I'm calling them noggins for 25 odd years or whatever it was, 30 years, and I come back and it's dwangs again. And it's funny, if you grab a dwang and you throw it through a room that's just framed, it goes dwang, 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 dwang off all the other studs. I'm sure that's what they call it, a dwang.
I reckon it's because you're getting pissed off or something and you get one thrown at your head and you go, hey, you got me in the noggin.
So they always scribe skirtings. You see, you don't do a mitre on a skirting, so you can always pull out one skirting before the other.
Right.
And you see, like this one here is overlapped over that one. So I always try and pull out the timber in one piece.
Yeah.
I mean, this is all native stuff. You know, it's probably all ream is what it probably is. It's easier to pull it out in one piece because it's easier to denail it, and if you want to use it for a little project outside, or you want to burn it on an outside fire, probably not wise because it might have lead-based paint on it.
Yeah.
You know.
Righto.
But still, you might want to use it somewhere.
I do. I want to try to. Yeah, I do want to save some for the house truck. And
so I always try and save what I can, but sometimes it just splits.
Sure. You know. Yep. No expectation. Just appreciate your work, bud. I'll let you carry on.
Rotary, hey?
Okay.
You can shave at the end of this. So what I'll do is I'll knock these nails over.
Oh yeah.
Usually I pull them out from the back with a nail pincer. You don't try and bang them through. Just grab a nail pincer and pull it out from the back. It stops splitting the face of the timber.
Oh yeah.
And it's easier than trying to put it up on a saw stool and bang it out the other way. I do it mainly for safety reasons, to be honest, little things like this.
Yeah, right.
You throw that in a pile of timber, very, very good height. You've either got to bend the nails over or pull them out. And with a pair of pincers, you just pop them out like that. It's about the same speed as banging them over with a hammer.
I got some of those sent to me from a good bastard over in Blenheim. There's no mucking around, boy.
Yeah, maybe we take this back to ITM and tell them we want a credit, hey? Simon! All this stuff has to go out first because it holds everything else there. It jams on the top of the skirting, and sometimes it just makes it more difficult to get the skirting off and stuff like that. So
You're right.
Get rid of it all first. It's more recent.
It'll be interesting to see what's behind the walls where the rats have made their homes in these walls.
Yeah. Yep.
The kitchen will be something like a nightmare when we get into that, mate. I tell you what, it'll be like a horror story.
I'll have my full mask on. I won't have one of these ones on.
Yeah, you'll need it. You'll probably catch COVID-19 if you don't.
Right. Actually, makes too much noise for me, that thing.
Yeah.
a big secret to any of your followers who are home handymen.
Yep. What is the secret, bud?
Well, this is the secret. They'll probably try and knock it out the other way.
Right.
But by pulling it through, it's heaps quicker.
Yep.
And then actually, that's more usable than with all these bits. Because every time you knock a nail out, it splits out 2 bits of timber either side.
Right.
You know, so then you got to fill it and everything like that.
Isn't that interesting? Yeah.
So you pull it out the other way.
Yeah.
You pull it out from the back, and then it's basically
Show us again, mate. That's really interesting. I've always done it the wrong way. Now I see you doing that. Isn't that interesting?
So this is as quick as you trying to bend it over with a hammer to make it safe. That's as quick as that, but it's actually quicker than you trying to knock it through and then pull it out of the other side.
And the wood's still usable if you want
to
use it.
The wood's still usable because I'm pulling it out the back, so the face side's still okay. And I mean, you think now I spend like about 4 or 5 minutes doing this, I get it out of the room, it clears my workspace, I don't have to worry about standing on anything. I've got my boots on, of course, but still, nails go through. And to be honest, it's worse when you stand on the head of a nail, on the actual head, than the point, because what it does is it gathers a whole bit of your sole and sticks that into the hole in your foot at the same time. So you stand on the point, it goes cleanly in. But when you stand on the head, it pushes a piece of sole and piece of whatever else is there in there, you know.
The other thing too, seeing the speed of which you're doing this job, you know, other than just blowing me away, because when you said you're going to do this now, I thought you won't have time. It's just so fast. I mean, you're doing a piece of wood like that there, and how long did that take? Less than a minute?
Shit, yeah, that was
I'll count this one. Okay, you start. Okay, go. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009, 1010, 1011, 1012, 1013, 1000. So just
15 seconds.
Under 15 seconds, and you were actually doing them more than one a second. That is really fast, and that's how you normally work, isn't it? Just like you're working right now.
That's pretty much it. Yeah. It's just, you know, everyone has a different pace. We did a practical test when I was an apprentice, 3rd year. It was really quite interesting because we got marked on accuracy and speed. We had to build a section of a wall that had a 135 degree corner, like over 40. And it had a 90 degree corner, and we had to do a frame, had to do some skirting, some cornice, and some weatherboards. And it was about this long, square corner, and then 135. And then I thought at the time, well, I don't think I can be very fast. These ones are a bit bigger, so it's a little bit hard. So what I did was, I thought I'll just try and be accurate.
Right.
So instead of trying to be fast, I remember I was reading the plans, looking at the plans, all the other guys are running around cutting stuff. So we were 3rd year apprentices, we've done 2 years in the game.
Yeah, right.
And I thought, don't worry about them, just let them go. So they're all running around. I went and picked my timber. And we had to do a cross halving joint, you know, half in and half out of where we joined the frame together and stuff, so where the plates were. And so I thought, don't want to twist because the frame won't be straight, you know. So carrying on, just looking at the timber, picking my timber, and then go back, mark it all out. We had to cut it by hand, cut everything by hand. I'm cutting it by hand, and I noticed that the guys are all still running around. None of them are stopped, they're still running around. And then I worked my way through, mind my own business, get it done, and then you had to sit on your bench. And I sit on my bench, and there's Phil Crocker, my mate at Tech, who was he was like a reincarnated Jesus because he was a chippy. So he was just an awesome chippy, you know. And so Phil's sitting on his bench, and I sat there and bug me day. I'm the second guy finished. It was the biggest lesson I learned. It was like, okay. So I tried to do a good job. It was way faster than trying to do a fast job.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. So now I'll spend time drawing pictures on a piece of paper or a piece of timber, and I'll look at stuff and I'll measure it and I'll think about it, and I won't run at it like a bull at a gate because ultimately it takes longer. To actually plan it, you know. And even drawing pictures is amazing. Sometimes you just got to draw something full size.
Yeah, right.
Like what I'm going to do here, 18mm ply, so you draw it 18 mils thick, and where it meets the corner there, and you go, now what I'll do is I'll do it this way, and then we won't be able to see anything from the inside of the job. So, you know, that's where the planning is always. Measure twice, cut once, you know. It's that thing.
Okay, I'm going to go and take these back to ITM and see about that credit.
What's that? Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Mate, that took you about 5 minutes to take the whole cupboard out.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
You can leave it together like that. I'll take the whole thing away as one piece.
Yeah.
Maybe the boys can use it for their hut for something, I don't know, but
yeah.
It's save you taking it to bits.
Building wardrobe for them.
Yeah, bloody good. I'll take that out now.
I'll give you a lift. Just get this out there.
Cool. For now, we'll just put it around the side of the house so it's out of the way. They can decide if they want to use it for something. Just put it around here.
Tell them it's got nail heads sticking out of it, so they need to...
Yep, just pop it on this timber here, Arbs, will be fine. Yeah. Bloody good, mate.
Beauty. Going to paint?
Yeah. It's bloody amazing the speed at which Adrian works. He's actually got me running around and I can't even hardly keep up with him. He's that fast. So what Arb's doing is he's knocking this whole wall out, making it one big room. He was going to do the floor, but we're saying, hey, the floor's okay. Gonna save it up?
Yeah, yep. It's good, looking good. It feels good. We knew that the piles on the outside were rotten because they kept the weather. It's north facing, gets all the rain.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, we make a call there. You got to sort of go with it.
Yeah, right.
And the floor's actually it's in good nick. You know, look at it.
Yeah.
No gaps, no splits in the tongues or anything. I'm picking that this may have been laid later.
Right.
Because you see how it doesn't go under the wall.
Yeah.
Go under the frame.
Yeah,
Might
right.
have been replaced at some point.
Well, the house is 100 years old, so it probably has. A lot's been replaced.
Yeah.
You can see how the weather's come through, and it's like this whole window here is rotted right out, buggered. That's rotted, gone right through the wall. That's rotten. Jeez, bit of framing there being there. But once this wall's knocked out, this is going to be one big room. This is going to be my bedroom, and Adrian's going to take this door away. He's going to wall that right in, and there's going to be a big sliding door down here on this side. So that'll be the entrance. And I'll have a room. It's going to be great having a bedroom, man. Like, it's going to be awesome having a bedroom.
Yeah, we'll put a wardrobe out of the way, so to speak. Maybe in that end wall there or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have more space.
Yeah. We'll just follow Arb's progress as he goes along. Reciprocating saw, I love them, man. Yeah. Yeah, mate. So I've been out for about 20 minutes, maybe 25 minutes, and I've come back in, and in that time this happened. I tell you what, man, he doesn't fuck around. Oh, what have we got there?
Oh, we got one of our freeloaders.
A mummified.
Crispy dry.
Hold up, bro. Hold up to the...
Crispy dry.
A mummified rat. Oh,
Right,
mate.
it's better days, that one.
Oh, out the window. Oh, jeez. And look, this is the fireplace behind here. And look at the rats nesting in there on that side. Holy shit.
I pulled down the ceiling insulation.
Oh, mate. Holy shit. Look at all the rat skeletons down there. Fuck me dead. Oh, no. Oh God, look at the rat skeletons down there behind the walls, man. I've been living right next to fucking rats. Look at the rat shit on there. Now you know why I call this place Rat Shit Palace, eh? The only thing we can do is we can rat-proof it from the inside, eh? We can't do anything about the outside.
Yeah, well look, the wall line is so horrible. You see the way they've packed it all? They've got packers everywhere.
Yeah, right.
What I'm going to do is knock out all the dwangs.
Yep.
And then I'm going to put a sister stud up against every stud and put them out to a true line.
Righto.
And then I'll wrap it with building wrap.
Righto.
Through the cavity around all the studs.
Yep.
That'll hold the bats in.
Yep.
And then I'll dwang it after that. And I know some people will say, oh, the dwang will rip the paper. But the paper's primary purpose is to hold all the bats in there. And it also, as you say, rat-proof the cavity, basically.
Yeah, right, yeah.
So they've got other places to go. Those rats have all fallen to their death down there. That's, as you can see, they willingly stay up there if they can, you know.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, that's the plan, I think. Knock it all out. This brace in there, I'll probably get a couple of sheets of bracing ply.
Yep.
And I'll brace it properly.
Yep.
So it means I'll screw down the bottom plate down to the bearer. I'm hoping there's a bearer down there.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll connect the corners properly, screw some screws in there. So I'll basically just leave the studs standing here and then rebuild that wall.
Mate.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, it's worthless trying to make it straight. There's no way I'll put my plane across it with all those nails in it.
Yeah.
So I'll bring it out 10 mil or to the furthest out point, which is probably somewhere around here.
Yeah, righto.
And then I'll just string line it and make it straight.
Bloody good.
Yeah. And then this one, as you can see, has had a bit of doctoring going on, bits and pieces.
It has, eh?
Put the dwangs in there before, so there's been leaks before.
Yeah.
So we should really have 2 studs beside the window. So
right.
That's cool. I can put another stud in there, screw it all down. Again, screw the bottom plate down to the bearer and the joists and stuff. This one's the same. The lintel over the window is a bit undersized. I'll just have a look at my standards. I've got a standard book that tells me that I'm going to be going about 190, which is 0.4.
Righto.
So I'm just going to get that in there. So double up the studs, new lintel across the top. This wall's easier because we're going to strip the weatherboards off the outside.
Yeah, right.
So that's a lot easier in that respect.
What's the condition? It doesn't look very straight, Arbs. I mean, this is it straight or is it not?
Oh, it's not too bad. It's not too bad actually. Yeah, and I mean, they've blocked the corners. I'll be screwing bugle batten screws into the corners, but then when I get to the outside, I'll probably nail some extra blocks between them as well.
Yeah, right.
I'm presuming it looks like there's not an extra stud out there. So
there normally is, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. Yep. So I'll be putting another stud in there. So
right.
That's cool that I'm stripping that outside wall. I can deal with this whole front.
Yeah.
Which is holding the roof down.
Yeah.
Against wind and stuff like that, you know.
You can see just looking now. We look at how much the weatherboard is pretty much stuffed. Even going through here, she's all rotten, fallen to bits.
And as you can see, what they've done is from the outside, well, from the inside and the outside, they've done a bit of a repair. So they've, you know, just joined it on here.
Yeah, yeah.
That's. I mean, when there would have been a whole patch of rot in the corner of the wall.
Yep.
It really would have been better to pull that wall apart, but that's all right. That's what they did at the time, you know.
Yeah.
Often repairs are cost driven.
Yeah.
You know, and someone goes, "Oh, it's a couple of grand," and they go, "Oh shit, no, I've only got $500." So.
Yeah.
That's what it is. But yeah, no, it's okay.
Bloody good.
We'll make it nice.
You didn't stuff around and get that off, bro.
No, well, the idea is I broke a couple of sheets, but with hardboard because the nails pull through and then they damage the edge of the hardboard.
Yeah, right.
So you try and get it from a corner and flap it and then get the pitch bar underneath it.
Yeah, right.
Free the whole thing up as much as you can in one piece. It's just easier to get it out in one piece. Yeah, bro.
Holy shit. Unrecognisable. Mate.
Just divided itself from 2 rooms to 1 room.
Hey, it's actually a big room, you realise. Look at the rat shit everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to pull all those bats out.
Fuck me, dear. Look at the rat shit. They've been living up on the roof above me, man. Oh, dude. I can see why you're wearing a mask in here. Yeah. But hey, this is going to be a massive, big bedroom. Wow.
You'll be able to put your bed that way.
Yeah.
Put your head up against there and look at it that way.
Oh, mate, this is going to be so awesome. You realise just how many rats have been here when you look down at the ground. It's rat shit for miles. Not good, but good to get it cleaned up and replaced.
Yeah.
And all that there. Do we need to get a skip in, or should I park up the, maybe it's the trailer with the cage on, yeah?
Yeah, high side trailer, yeah. That's got little spikes in it, that one. Joint. Oh, a new doorway.
That framing's not in bad nick though, for how old it is, you know. Well, tomorrow Bruno goes under the knife to get rid of this big monstrosity, and meanwhile, Arb's up a ladder, tearing out all that shitty stuff.
Literally.
Literally shitty, literally.
There's birds' nests in there too.
Yeah, you've got power turned back on, haven't you, Arb?
Yep, yeah.
These are dead wires, aren't they? The old ones?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, it's the old dead wire. There's the good stuff there. Yeah. Bloody hell. Bruno, you can go outside, mate. We're back in the room now, and you can see the old soffit hanging over, which is from the original house, which I didn't know. Adrian actually said, looking at the roof line, he suspected that, and he was absolutely bang on right, of course. And that's the old soffit going right along there, and this is where the house was built onto. And we're just talking about the roof up here, and Adrian's pointed out someone's put their foot through here. What do you reckon happened, Arb? Do you reckon they're working on it when they put the new tin roof up?
Well, I presume so, but I know that when I was up there looking at that leak during lockdown, that there were a couple of nails missing up here.
Right.
So someone might have been up here to do a repair or something. I'm picking there was probably a leak, you know, and that leak could have been condensation or anything. But the fact is that the paper's got a hole in it, so if there was any leaking, it could have been happening here. There's no real water staining on the ceiling timbers, so I don't think there was. But hard to say. There was some screws missing. I don't know whether it's actually these ones.
Yeah.
So I put a couple in at the time. I thought, oh, that's a bit weird. That sheet's sitting a bit loose. So whether that was someone lifted up a sheet and put their boot on it and then...
Well, they've stuck their boot right through the wire. Isn't it crazy that they actually haven't fixed that? Because they could have fixed it, because they obviously didn't have the roof down.
That's right.
When they've done it, and what they've done is it's just gone over the top. No one's going to see.
Yeah.
Builders that do shit like that. You don't do shit like that, do you, Arbs?
No, it's
never.
not worth it. You're buggered nowadays.
Yeah.
You've got to have a warranty when you're licensed. And
in the old days, he used to do it all the time. He could get away with it, but not anymore.
Well, you see, it wasn't cost driven in the old days. So when I was an apprentice, it always had to be.
Yep.
You just had to do it right. So it was a way of doing it. You know, I think the apprentices who maybe are doing their apprenticeships right now, when it's all go, 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 working for a housing company, got to go flat out, costs 450 grand for this house.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter how long it takes you to build it, that's all you're going to get.
Yeah, right.
Maybe then they have a different sort of ethos about, oh, fuck it, you know, just let's get it done sort of thing. And not quite sure. I've heard horror stories, but I don't do that kind of work, so I've never actually get to see it.
Thank God for that. Anyway, Adrian has had his industrial vacuum cleaner and cleaned all of the rat shit that was out there behind there, being in there this morning with a dust mask on. And then he's going to actually have to re-brace this wall again, take this packing out. Bit of work.
Yeah, connect the roof to the top plate, connect the top plate to the studs. I'll expose the bottom plate down there. I'm expecting there is a bearer down there, should be. And then I've got some big spack screws where I'll connect that bottom plate to the bearer. And I've got some brackets which I'll connect the stud to the bottom plate.
Right.
So then when I stick the bracing ply on here, the whole thing's a good strong connection. So when we get a big shake, it's not going to be too much wobble, there's not going to be too much stuff going on.
For an earthquake or something, yeah.
It's mainly earthquake. I mean, it works for wind too, obviously. But those skew nails that they put in those rafters to the top plate, they must have handled close on 100 years of wind. So
yeah,
it's still connected.
Yeah, no, it's just been up for 100 years. Isn't it amazing? Yeah, bloody amazing.
And this bit here, maybe 50. You know.
Yeah, she tells a tale when you take all the cladding off. What's behind it, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, old Remu, and it's not like 4x2 or what we have today, 50 by 100. It's different,
It's
different
3x3,
size.
isn't it? A lot of it's
3x3.
And old 3x2.
Yeah, different framing, all different stuff.
Yeah.
And what are these? These don't even almost look. That looks a bit bigger than 100 across there, but that looks like 50 there.
That's probably about 105, you know, or something like that. It's all
all different.
Yeah, and the sawmills, you know, when it wasn't gauged like it is nowadays, where it's all 90 by 45. You know, I'll wrap each cavity.
Yep.
What that'll do is vermin-proof this room from this whole area here, and it'll give something for the bats to stay in. When I stick the bats
When you say wrap it with what?
building wrap.
Okay, and will vermin not go through that?
No, not really. They don't eat through that.
Is that right?
They're not going to want to, ultimately, because it'll be sealed, you know. So
Yeah.
each stud cavity will be kind of sealed with this wrap area. Then I'll put the bats in it. Bonk.
Yeah.
And then I'll leave the stud face. My new stud face will be clear because I'll be gluing the jib on and screwing it on.
Righto.
And that'll just keep everything separate. It'll separate it, you know.
Yeah. Just home from a successful hunt, and this is the room that Adrian's working on and where he is now. He's stripped everything down the side here, taken all the dwangs out and just left the studs in because he needs to realign the wall and clean all this out. He's vacuumed all the rat shit and stuff that was out there, and he's got this building paper over here. He says that rats don't actually gnaw through this paper most of the time, and looking up at the roof I can sort of believe it. The building paper's got no rat chewings at all anywhere. So I think they might get into that, but that's where he's at. It's going to be my bedroom. What he's going to do is he's going to close this wall on, so it's just one big wall, and this door's going to lead into the house, and you'll enter the house by a side door, and you'll be able to also, there'll be a big sliding door there, double glaze, and another one here. So it's going to be quite a cool room. It's going to be a big bedroom. Can't wait till it's finished. It's going to have all new windows. I've been really looking forward to having a dry, warm place for many, many years because I've been living in this house and it's been fucking freezing. So I'm really excited about the prospect of having a warm room. Last winter was a nightmare in here. It was freezing cold. We're going to fix all that up. Long time coming. I don't know how much you guys are enjoying this video so far in showing the progress of my mate Ab as he works on the old farmhouse. So the old farmhouse, as I said at the beginning of this video, was something that I inherited. It basically had no value at all. The value was just in the land when I bought the land. But my mate Ab had a look at it, he's a builder, and I was allocated so much to build a new home on it, and he said, listen mate, you'll save a lot more money to do up the old home and you'll have something that's more unique and more special. And as he's a trusted friend that I've known my entire life, I went, mate, if you say so, let's go that way. So I don't know if you're finding it interesting to show the progress or not. It's a slightly different video to my, well, it's a very different video to my other videos, but he's a really good craftsman and tradesman. So I thought it might be helpful to some of you guys that do your own home renovations or are interested in building or anything. If it's not interesting and you just been like, skipping through it and found it boring, let me know, because I don't know where I'm going. I'm just winging it with this YouTube channel, always have done. I rely on your input a hell of a lot more than you probably realise. I film stuff and bring it to you, but I don't know if it's really interesting. So do let me know. It's been a long, long day and it's not over yet. I will carry on. I'll love you and I'll leave you. I'll say be good. If you can't be good, be careful. And we'll see you in the next video. See you later.